beat.
One of the hottest in the city. If you do not know this lady, you need to be dialing in now. You need to tap in with her, follow her, and also to research her. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you, CaTonya Scott. What's going on, Miss Scott?
Nothing much. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's still tax season, so still afloat.
What's going on, family? CaTonya, one half of Polar Jobs. Today we at Bridge and Root, and look, fellas, I'm telling you, I got the place you need to come to. As far as looking for clothing, this is the person to talk to. Miss Aisha, now, where are we located at?
We are located, our address is 2212 Morris Avenue. Although it says Morris Avenue, you can find us situated on First Avenue North in the heart of downtown Birmingham.
All right. Now, this store is real, give me a real calm and cool vibe. What type of clothing material do you provide for males?
So it's really important to us to provide pieces that are unique and that are quality based. And so we provide everything from blazers to joggers to beard care to solid cologne. So it's a wide variety of pieces that we offer.
Great. Now, what does Bridge and Root stand for?
So Bridge and Root, I'm bridging that guy from day to night, and I want him to be rooted in his individuality and his authenticity. So that's really important. And you can actually find us Tuesday through Saturday, 11 until 6, closed on Sunday and Monday.
You heard it first by Miss Aisha. Back to the show. How is the tax season life, the lifestyle? Because I know it's like one part of the year, it's like full-fledged, and the other part is like cool down. So how does that work?
It is. So tax season is very hectic, and it's very demanding, and it's very rush, because you get your first months of January through April that are fully tax season.
Right.
So after April, it pretty much slacks down, and you pretty much deal with the clients with basically the returns that have issues for number one, and the ones who have bid an extension. I pretty much work all year round. So I deal with tax clients from January to December. So it's my life.
Okay. So how long have you had your D5 tax business?
I've had the D5 tax service business now for 6 years. Just celebrated the 6-year anniversary. March
turn up. Yeah, congratulations.
But I've been a tax professional for 12 years.
Okay.
So it's a great passion of mine. So I love educating.
You have a lot of experience in this.
Yes.
Shout out to Tracy too, because he introduced me. Actually, led me to you.
Yes. Got a little Tracy.
Yeah, shout out to Tracy, man. And also your promotion and your marketing in the cities is like it's crazy because a lot of times you can put up signs and people take them down. I don't know if it be people taking them down or the city.
Your competitors.
It be the competitors.
Yes.
I thought the same thing too. So I was like, how do you have so many signs continue to promote and market? Do you do this marketing by yourself or you have a team?
I want to say both. The mind, of course, the marketing mind comes from myself, and I do have other counterparts that are marketing brains that I tap into as well for information. I also think outside the box of what everybody else is not doing. And that's my trigger point. Like, okay, what is everybody not doing? I don't see no tax flyers on the post. I'm going for the post. Ain't nobody advertising no tax commercial. I'm going for the commercial. So I pretty much step outside the box. I like to take a few risks.
I like it. What's the pros in having a tax service?
The pros of having a tax service is that you meet a lot of people, nice people. You get to educate, us, because taxes is not something that is widely discussed, number one. And in a lot of patrons, it's a different lingo. If you're like tax clients, you're sitting here and we're going over your taxes.
Right.
Me discussing with you, I could put the tax return in front of you and you're still not going to know what you're looking at if you're not familiar because you're just looking at numbers on a page. I break it down. I need you to understand what's going on, why your refund is this amount, why they're not cutting you enough, what you need to do differently to avoid, a possible audit, which, audits they happen, but you can cover yourself just in case one happens where you're in a situation to handle it all. So yeah, that's a good pro for me, is educating my people.
Got you.
Definitely.
Now, before we get into the cons, I want to speak on the audit. A lot of people scared of the audit. I ain't gonna lie. I know I am because I got audit last year and I ain't know what to do. I ain't gonna lie. So I just signed my name and I picked the choice and I just sent it back. But we was talking earlier, and that was not a good decision.
No.
I don't owe no money, as I know as of right now.
Lucky.
I don't owe no money.
Okay.
But in a situation like that, when you get audited, what is the first thing you should do?
The first thing you should do when you get audited is, number one, contact your tax professional who did your taxes. Because number one, you just looking at a letter, you don't know what they're saying. It's still tax lingo. Contact your tax professional. From there, you should make sure, especially small businesses, you should make sure that you're keeping good records of all your expenses. Like I say, I tell everybody, I don't care if you buy a pack of bubble gum on the job. That's an expense. Like, put it in an envelope. Drop it in an envelope. Keep up with your receipts so you can tally. If they do come for you for an audit, you have your proof right there, and you can send them what they're requesting. It's not hard to do when you're doing an actual correct and factual return. So, yeah.
Okay. So let's get into the cons. What's the cons of having a tax service? A professional tax service, not under the table.
I'm going to say one con that comes to mind is the ghost preparers. Ghost preparers are those who prepare taxes through, and no knock off to them, because I'm not going to say they're not professional, but they prepare taxes through software such as TurboTax and USA Tax in a sense of being like they're professional tax professionals with professional software. Anytime you have a tax return, the way you can know if you're dealing with a ghost preparer, at the copy of your return is your 1040. At the bottom, it's going to list the tax professional that completed your tax return along with the company's name. Now, if they're ghost prepared, it's going to have self-prepared. That's not good. Self-prepared meaning I did it, but I'm saying the IRS knows that you did it. They think that you did it because it says self-prepared. Everything falls on you. There's no liability to the tax professional because it's self-prepared. So you're signing it saying that everything is true. That's a big con. They make it hard on the professionals that actually have the knowledge and actually try to help, though. And you don't look at a client as a dollar sign. That's a big mistake. I didn't get into taxes to make money, even though that's a great part of it. I got into help.
And see, I think that's a lot. A lot of people are getting into tax service because of the money.
Quick money.
I really don't feel like it's genuine.
Yeah.
Because I have visited a couple of tax professionals to do my taxes. But I like to see how they operate first. I like to see reference from other people.
Yeah.
And I want to meet them.
And do your reviews on them.
Yeah, that too.
Do your reviews.
Yeah.
You're hiring them. I look at the fact that if I do your taxes, you're hiring me to do your taxes. Ask me questions. Right. A lot of tax payers come in, they don't ask questions. It's just, here's my tax paperwork. You want to know anything about who you give me your personal information? Yeah. Ask me questions because you're hiring me and you're paying me to do a job. If I go somewhere and I'm paying somebody to do a job, I'm going to interview you too. Yeah. Because I need to know who I'm giving my information to, and I need to know I can trust you and that you know what you're talking about.
Right. And we're dealing with money.
Yes.
So with the tax lingo, as far as the business, the W-2, let's start off with the beginning. The W-2, then you have the business tax form.
Correct.
Could we go different categories all the way up to corporate?
So your W-2 return is basically just a W-2 employee. You get a wage form from your employee, you come in and you file your W-2. So that's just a regular W-2. Next, we have the small business tax return. Now, you have some taxpayers that have a small business and they work. That would be a combination of their W-2 as well as their small business expenses that go together on one return. Outside of that, it's your corporate return. That would be like your K1s, and if you have like partnerships and stuff like that. So that's a whole nother level. And we also do nonprofits as well. So yeah, it's different sections to it, but for the most part, my business is made up most of clients with W-2s and small businesses. Gotcha. Every now and then it is a corporate return and it is a nonprofit. But for where I'm at, like where we're based at, I pretty much deal with low income and it's W-2 based. So,
okay. Now, when people come in with their receipts, like far as they're doing filing their taxes for their business, is it better to have the paper, like receipt, copy, hard copy, or the electronic? Because you can come in, you never know what you might be dealing with. People come in probably 3,000 receipts, and you're like, what the hell?
I have seen it happen. It has happened to me numerous of times. Right. If you have a small business, even though you're keeping up with your receipts, it's a good thing, rule of thumb, to just go ahead and tally everything up and categorize it. Something like QuickBooks, or like me and you were discussing earlier about the electronic, how everything is already categorized. It makes it easy on your tax professional. Now, accountants and tax professionals are two different people. All accountants do not do taxes, but some of them do. But I can, like my accountant, I can give my bank statements to, and they'll calculate everything for me. And I don't have to do no work. All I have to do is take that corporate return, put that K1 on my personal, and file my taxes. So definitely want to make sure you have your receipts in order, because that's a whole nother ball game, a whole nother expense, and it can get frustrating. It can get real frustrating. Had someone come in with a binder about that thick with nothing but receipts.
And y'all
nothing calculated. No, no. We did not sit down.
Oh, we didn't do it.
We did not sit down.
You sit no back. So
I was like, what's going on? Well, these are my receipts. They had them broke down into months, but nothing was calculated, and it's time consuming. So it's like, if I do it, I'm going to charge you by the hour.
Oh, yeah.
So it's best for you to do it and go back home and just calculate, because you know your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know where everything goes, and just lets me know, hey, this is fuel. Hey, this is how much I spent for boarding, traveling, and stuff like that. So it makes it a lot easier. Definitely.
That's crazy.
Definitely.
So far as like the corporate,
okay.
How is the corporate? I know you say you just started doing the corporate.
It's a journey, but when you're already in the tax business and you know the lingo, you pretty much know what they're asking for. You just have to file the correct forms. You have to make sure the correct forms are being filed for the corporate return.
Gotcha.
The ones that I've done, they've been simple for the most part. I haven't seen anything that's been like kind of off the wall, but for the most part, you pretty much still reporting your expenses, your properties, as if you're doing a regular return, but it's just a little bit more that goes into a corporate return than a regular business return. But it's all about your expenses, and you keep up with the same thing that you do for a small business return. The same thing. Corporate returns. They're thicker. They're more work. So of course they're more, and they require more time. So it's definitely nothing you want to rush through.
Taxes are serious. Now you got to really know what you're doing with the taxes. So did you have to go to school?
So I actually started doing my own taxes at first, and then I went under a lady. Started working in her office doing taxes under her. I worked for her for a good, I think, 4 or 5 years before I decided, I was like, this is something I really love to do, and I want to branch off on my own.
Right.
The funny thing is that when I started off doing taxes, and I tell my employees the story all the time, I did 5 returns. In 1 year, I did 5 returns. But when I was like, I kind of laughed at myself because I really didn't take it serious.
Yeah, I just like you ain't
I didn't take it serious. I was just like, because I'm just used to doing my own and being done.
Right.
So I did 5 returns, and I laughed at when I looked at the money to it at that point. I was like, this money is not really like what I do. I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this because the people that were coming in that were inquiring for me and taxes I actually did, they really didn't understand taxes, like I said. So when I decided to branch off on my own, I promise you, if I had to do it all over again, I'll do it.
You do it.
I left my 9 to 5, my demanding 9 to 5.
Oh, that's a big.
I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I set my clock to where I want to be set. My schedule to where I want to be set, and it's just, I love it. I love what I do. Even though I do multiple other things, but I love what I do.
As a successful entrepreneur, how is the lifestyle? Because I know even though you on your own, you got your own schedule. Yeah. But you also is responsible for everything.
I am. Guys, so, I am the admin at times, the secretary, the boss, the senior tax professional. I'm the accountant. I'm everything at one time. Right. And managing office space along with employees can sometimes be hectic and overwhelming. My biggest thing with being in business, my biggest thing was delegating. The first 3 years, I was like scared to hand off to like employees, are scared to hand off to different people to put them in positions to help and lessen my load because it's my baby. Right. Like and I'm not going to disappoint me. So I figure like, okay, Superwoman, I'm going to do it all. Right. Hey, I want you to do, never mind, I'll do it. I want to do it all. So once I started delegating, it took me like my 3rd year to start delegating. I was like, whew.
A lot of load off of you, huh?
Jesus, I feel better. Like I can breathe. Like you be drowning underwater. Right. And like with quitting the 9 to 5, you want that work-life balance. Since being an entrepreneur, I have more travel, leisure, like spending time with my family, stuff that I couldn't do. I have to worry about getting points to take off because my child is sick. Yeah. Calling in, losing money. You control your money, but you still got to be careful with your money because people think that the money that you make in business is your money. No, it's not. No. Put it back into the business. Right. You got employees to pay. You got overhead. It's just so much other stuff.
And see, and I want to go back to the delegating part because I'm having trouble with that now. Like I don't want. It's hard to let somebody else do a certain part in my business because you don't want it to be done wrong. You know exactly how to do it. Correct. So how you go by trusting other people to do if you was doing it?
A lot of people tell me to train other people to do it how I do it. The thing with me is finding the time to train you. in my mind, I feel like if I have to find the time to train you, then I can still do it myself. So
Right.
I still got to get out of that mindset completely. Like, because it can take one person to bring your business down.
Yeah,
They can do one thing to bring your entire
The
business
whole
that
brand.
you built for years down.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to be careful. Like, I'm real selective.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need another me. I need like 2 of me. I need you to do it like
I
me.
said that the other day. I said I need like 10 of me's running around the city and going to different cities.
Yes.
I said that the other day.
I want you to do it so good that they think it's me that's doing it, but it's actually you. But yes, it takes long. My CPA, when I had the conversation with him about an admin at the time, some years ago, I was like, I'm looking for an admin. I've went through 2 already. I'm on my 3rd one. He said, CaTonya, I went through, believe me or not, over the years I've been an accountant, I went through 15 admins before I found the one.
15 in 1 year?
15 admins, along with business.
Oh, just business. Okay, that's still
before
a lot.
He found the one. And the lady he has, she's like probably old enough to be my great grandma. That's how long she been there.
Mm-hmm.
For a very long time. So he's like, it's no secret to it. Like, it's no secret sauce, anything.
Yeah.
With everyone you get, you just do your due diligence. Like, do your research on them.
Yeah.
Interview them, see what the vibe is you get off of them. But I'm just trusting and praying.
Now, for the ones out there that doesn't know what an admin is, what is an admin?
So my admins pretty much do marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They chat with the team throughout the week through the group, help them with marketing ideas. They reach out to our clients to set up appointments to remind them, hey, it's tax season. Can I go ahead and get you scheduled? They go out to like different places like apartment complexes, car lots, and kind of partner with them with our material to market on both ends. Greet the clients at the door is pretty much admin, secretarial, clerical. Greet the clients when they come in, run their copies, get their folders ready, make sure the employees have everything they're needing. Make sure I remember that it's payroll on a certain day that need to be released. So they're pretty much my backbone, my extra brain for when I'm overloaded and might forget. I got sticky notes for days.
Yeah.
Sticky notes for days. So yeah, they keep me in line and just
that's
keep
like
things
your
working.
assistant in a way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I probably need both, but yes.
Yeah. All right. And what's a CPA? For the
a
ones
CPA is an accountant, a certified accountant. They're pretty much like I was telling you earlier, the ones that if you just want to take in your receipts, your book of receipts or whatever, and don't want to calculate them, accountants do the calculating. Tax professionals normally don't. If they do, they charge you about an hour. Accountants charge too now. And believe me, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. I've seen one of my tax returns my corporate tax returns go from $900 to almost $1,500.
Dang.
So you're going to pay for that time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why they charge your work. Like, I'm not afraid to, like, okay, I tell you this. I tell my employees, you have to be confident in your pricing. Through the employees I've met and had over the years, they're coming and be like, well, I have a client, but is there anything we can do with like the pricing? They're complaining about the price. I said, I don't negotiate pricing. We take C classes every year. You educate yourself. You pay for this. I go to the IRS forum. You have to pay for that. You have to pay for the travel. You pay for the knowledge. Even if we set up here and it took me 30 minutes to complete your return, that doesn't matter. That doesn't negate to my cost because you're paying for the knowledge. You're paying for all of it. So when my accountant sends me that bill, I look at it and I pay it.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do because that's more important than the money.
Correct.
In a way.
Correct. Correct.
So like, okay, so you got a CPA and you got an admin. How do you go about hiring those two?
Good question. CPA I've had for 6 years. So that was a given. One of my other counterparts that has a tax business as well, we all use the same CPA. Once she was introduced to him, it pretty much just trickled down the line and we've been connected by the hip since.
Gotcha.
Now, as far as employees, we're partnered with a tax school, Mind Your Assets Tax School. You go through there and you take the course, you're guaranteed a placement in the office. You're guaranteed job placement. You get to choose between 4 or 5 offices that you want to go to. So when you first initially come in, you'll choose your 3. You're more than welcome to change them at the end. And your top one, if you get in, you go to that office. If you don't get into the first, you get into your second. If you don't get to your second, you get into your third, and so on. But yes, that's how we choose our students because we already know that you've learned the tax law and took the course.
Yeah.
And now you're ready to work in a tax office where we train you on the software. And that's pretty much how we get it. We don't hire outside.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody trickles from the tax school. Now you have some people who take the course that
in-house thing.
Yes, it's an in-house thing, but some take the course now. It's been opened up to where you don't have to choose an office, because I might want to take the course for me and my office staff, but I already have me and my employees. Right. I don't want to go into one of your offices, so you can do that as well. And some of them choose to go elsewhere, but that's how we choose them.
Gotcha. Okay. So for the ones out there who's actually is curious about want to do this tax service business, what would you tell them?
Do it.
And they finally quit their job. They just they on the edge. They ain't got that many clients, but they got to do it.
I would not advise you to quit your job, because it's not, as entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Taxes is not for everybody. I get some employees that try it out. They go through the course. They come in the office, and once they see, you see the advertisement on Facebook, and you see like the glory of what people are posting, and you feel like, oh, it's easy, but you don't realize it's work in the back office. You don't see the sleepless nights. You don't see the minds of trying to market and come up with your material, and it's a lot that comes along with it. So I would not advise you to quit your 9 to 5. I would advise you to go through tax school. Yes, keep your money coming in. You're going to need it. Right. I would advise you to go to tax school, take the course, pick your selected office, go in. I mean, if the first year you don't like it and it's not for you, hey, you haven't really lost anything but whatever the cost of the class. Right. So I definitely would not advise, because I didn't quit mine. It got demanded, and it's like, it's time. I knew it was time. I set a goal for myself. I set a deadline, and I followed through it.
But you was already getting money consistently.
Correct.
When you quit.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, Miss CaTonya, so y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, and we'll see you soon. It's the Rich Takerz.